when the teacher is wrong and the truth hits home. So my son Leo comes home from middle school the other day, looking absolutely defeated. He's in 7th grade, usually loves history, but he's holding this essay with a giant red C- circled at the top. I asked him, "Buddy, what happened? You spent all week on this." He looks at me and says, "Dad, Mr. Henderson says I'm making things up. He told the whole class that the Great Wall of China is the only man-made structure you can see from space with a naked eye. I wrote that it's actually a myth, and he called it disrespectful fiction in front of everyone. Now look, I'm a pilot. I've spent 15 years staring at the Earth from 30,000 feet. I know what you can see, and more importantly, I know what NASA says. I didn't want to be that parent, but Leo was crushed. So, the next morning, I didn't just send an email, I showed up for the Community Heroes guest speaker slot that I'd signed up for months ago. I walked into that classroom in my full captain's uniform. 25 kids looked up, eyes wide. Mr. Henderson was leaning against his desk, looking pretty smug. He introduced me as Leo's dad, who flies planes. I started my presentation, showing some cool cockpit photos, but then I pulled up a high-res slide from the International Space Station. "So," I said, leaning in, "I heard you guys are talking about landmarks. Who can tell me which ones are visible from orbit?" The whole class shouted, "The Great Wall." Mr. Henderson nodded, smiling, like he'd won a prize. "Actually," I said, pausing for a second, "that's a common misconception. From space, the Great Wall is almost the same color as the dirt around it. It's nearly impossible to see, but you can see highways, large dams, and even city lights at night." The silence in that room was heavy. Mr. Henderson's face went from pale to a very bright shade of magenta. He cleared his throat and said, "Well, Captain, the curriculum says otherwise." I just smiled, pulled out my tablet, and showed the official NASA Earth Observatory page. The curriculum might be a bit outdated. Science moves fast, doesn't it? Leo was beaming from the back row. Mr. Henderson? Not so much. He didn't say a word to me when the bell rang. Later that week, Leo's C- was quietly changed to an A. I guess some people just hate being told the sky isn't the only thing they're wrong about.